Hi, welcome to Crafty Toad podcast, episode 1.5.
You missed a gem.
Oh yeah, we were so good. We were so on. I mean, it was amazing.
Emmys.
It was amazing. Yeah,
It would just been award winning.
it would have been. It would have been, or the Razzies.
If it hadn't been, in time-lapse video.
Yeah,
As opposed to actual video.
we uploaded it and we were trying to watch it, and it's going really, really, really fast.
With
and
no sound.
No sound. Whereas some of my movements look better, really, really fast. But no sound was a killer. So we decided we would try this again. And here it is another day, and we're starting over again.
We're absolute pros.
Yay. So by the time we get to episode 15, hopefully we'll
do it in one take.
Right. Without having to do it over again.
I had a much better hair day. It wasn't nearly as humid outside.
Right. And I was wearing a gorgeous sweater, which I will show you later, but it's very humid today here in New Jersey, and the thought of wearing that sweater is just killing me.
It's 70 degrees. This is just...
Yeah.
It's a bit much.
So, anyway, welcome to the Crafty Toads. I am Mary Beth. I am the older sister, and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram and everywhere else as MaryBeth494.
I am Helen. I am the younger sister, but there's one younger than me. You can find me everywhere as HelenHG69, except Periscope. For some reason, I can't change that. I'm still Regittino, which is Reggittino. But I think I've changed my name there so that I will come up as Helen HG.
So that's who we are. We own a gift store called Toad Hollow, which is why we are calling the podcast The Crafty Toads. And you can see it behind us in the store. We're filming here. We have the store in Keyport, New Jersey, which is the beginning of the Bay Shore and the beginning of the Jersey Shore. So if you think about the state of New Jersey and the way it curves in and comes all the way in, we're right at the point where it starts going back out again.
And if you ask the same old question, it's exit 117 off the Garden State Parkway.
For you New Jersey people, because you get that.
And we are the first, when you get off, if anybody's familiar with New Jersey, exit 117 is Sandy Hook, but you have to drive through Keyport first. So 1 square mile town, very small town, kind of Stars Hollow-ish, which is kind of nice. Walk down the street, everybody knows you. It's a very, very nice place to live and have a business.
Yeah. So, why are we doing a podcast? This is a good question because I hate having my picture taken. So, putting myself out on video, that's way outside my comfort zone.
This took 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks of convincing and testing and...
However,
we've been... whether we could actually, sit still without crying.
Right. So, we've been watching podcasts. We started finding the knitting podcasts, and it looks like such a great community. And we're both knitters. We love to knit. And so we decided that, maybe we should try one because we want to be part of this. We want to be one of the cool kids and sit at the good table at lunch. So we thought...
We never got to.
We put it out there and see, if anybody was interested. Also, we watch what you put up and get really interested and intrigued by and inspired by all the projects that you're doing. So we want to share our projects with you too. So...
And everybody just looks like they're having so much fun doing them. We first got introduced with the Grocery Girls, and they're just so fun and entertaining.
And we're sisters too,
right,
so we thought we're joining the sister
family. We don't have
family.
a grocery store, but we have a gift store, so, we're the United States version.
Right. It's like we're,
kindred spirits.
There you go. There you go.
Everybody wants to move to Canada soon. Maybe we'll come to Canada.
With the toad.
Prince Edward Island is on our bucket list.
Oh, most definitely. Definitely. Okay.
Then Sue and Chelsea from Legacy Knits we've watched and love them. And, of course, Mina.
And the Periscoping Sisters. And Notorious. Love Notorious.
Or, Knit Vicious, however you want to use it.
We like...
guys, you will always be Knit Vicious in our minds.
I know. It's the name. If knitters get together and make a band, we have to be Knit Vicious. Right. It's got to be. So, anyway. So, yeah, we just want to join the community and be a part of it. So we've started doing more on Ravelry and commenting, because normally I'm one of those people that stays in the background and really enjoys what people put up but don't actually interact. So I'm trying to get better at that. And so we've started interacting on Instagram and Ravelry and everything like that. We're working.
And Periscope. I had a whole conversation on Periscope this morning during Sue's Periscope. So
yes,
it was fun.
It was cool. You know, you guys are
It's a
such
great community.
great group of people that we just want to join in. So, okay. So, why are we doing this today? Well, actually, this was supposed to go up yesterday, but then the whole glitch thing. But a year ago yesterday, we lost our father, and it's been a year of really crappy firsts. You know, first Christmas without him, and first birthday without him, first, yeah, you know. So, and it's also been a year of not being able to finish things. It took us both quite a while. We're huge readers, but it took us both quite a while to be able to actually get through a book. You know, to finish a book or finish a project. So we decided that we want March 31st to be remembering something good as well as...
And having better firsts.
Right.
It's we got through the first year, and now, you know, it doesn't get better. You just learn to live with it better.
And you get stronger.
And, you know, we spent the day with my mom yesterday, it was just a lovely day. We were knitting, and we were telling her all about the podcast that we watch, and
getting her really intrigued.
She was getting so intrigued. And so this is just, you know, we've been doing new things since January that we're not necessarily comfortable, you know, just things outside our comfort zone. And Lord knows, I got to tell you people, this is outside our comfort zone.
However, we can do it.
We can.
We can do it.
We've already done it once.
Right.
You missed it.
Shame on you. You know?
We could put up the time-lapse video.
Maybe in a bloopers.
Better going like,
maybe a bloopers reel. Way down the line. Our year anniversary, we'll put up the bloopers.
We'll put up our very first podcast.
Right. Anyway, so 1.5. Here we go.
This is why we chose this particular day. And as it turns out, now we're doing it on April Fool's Day.
Ha! Fool on you. So, this isn't really a podcast. This is all a joke.
And I should probably explain Marybeth's twitching. We have 2 store dogs, Spike and Drusilla. We have Buffy dogs. And Drusilla is currently right there. And Marybeth is petting her to keep her quiet so that we can do this. Since we had, during the time-lapse video version, we had an issue where we had to stop it because they were barking. So. Also,
we have enough noise going on outside because there's the cable man is outside and his truck is moving back and forth, and we've got the high-pitched beeping. So if you hear that, it's not us. It's outside, I promise. So, okay, so.
And in typical podcast tradition, what are we drinking?
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking out of my poo mug.
We decided we were going to start with these mugs.
I'm being adult.
Yes. These mugs are perfect for us. They're colorful. They're fun. They're quirky. A little bit juvenile.
They're poo.
They're us.
And the Lion King.
So, yes, I am drinking from...
Is it the Lion King or the Circle of Life?
Nope, Lion King. So,
Disney.
Introduction of Simba. So, so what are you drinking?
I wish I could say I'm drinking tea or something sophisticated like that, but I do not do hot drinks. I am drinking Diet Lemon Lime Soda. And it's...
As am I.
Slightly uncarbonated in my coffee mug.
Yes. But very refreshing.
Yes.
Cold. So, it's very good. So yes, we very rarely drink anything warm. Maybe hot chocolate. But as Sue says, from Legacy Knits, that's basically a vehicle for marshmallows.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
We have snacks.
In case we get peckish.
Extra Easter, Reese's Pieces, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. We were going to bake something, but that didn't happen.
Yeah. A lot of things didn't happen. Yeah. So anyway.
So the podcast is happening.
Chocolate. Very chocolate. Okay. So our notes are over here, which is why we're doing this. And
you would think we'd have it down now.
No. It won't happen. Okay.
What are you wearing?
What am I wearing? All right. So the last time we did this, I was wearing this sweater. And this is actually a finished object. So, however, it was finished a little while ago, as in 2 years. But anyway. It's a turtleneck sweater. Chelsea Knits. No, not Chelsea Knits. I'm sorry. God, I don't even know where that came from.
Pearl Soho.
Pearl Soho pattern. The wool is Barocco alpaca. Ultra alpaca. And it is 100-gram ball, 50 alpaca, 50 wool. But I'm not normally a brown person. However, this has flecks of purple and yellow and orange and all sorts of good colors in it, and it's absolutely stunning. So it looks like, hot chocolate.
And it was an easy knit, because I have
God.
one in green that we knit together.
You basically cast on.
Stocking knit stitch round and around and around and around and
doing
around.
it in the round, and you just knit.
I don't like this as much, because I'm not, despite this, I don't like wool that close to my face.
We're just not adventurous enough yet to
just change the pattern.
So we're working on it. We were saying that we figure, as far as a number of years knitting, we are actually advanced.
You would think we were experts.
But with actually being adventurous and trying new things, we're very good at knit and purl and yarn over and that sort of thing. But brioche.
We can figure anything out, but we haven't done brioche, and we haven't done really much lace knitting.
No, not at all. So it's something that we're trying.
We knit sweaters. That's really pretty much.
However,
an occasional hat, but we jumped right into the deep end and went right for sweaters. Mary Beth has a couple of fisherman sweaters that she's knit on, size 1 needles.
Size 1, yeah.
But
very warm, and if I go out in the snow or the rain, as long as it's not pouring rain, it's also waterproof. So it's great. But yes, took me 3 years to make.
Which is why we're going with smaller projects. So
right.
That, if we continue with this podcast, which we will,
we
will actually eventually have a finished object, because if we're knitting a sweater, it'll just be, look.
I got another 7 rows.
I knit, 5 rows on my sweater this week.
Right. Okay, so
I do not have any finished objects with me, just because I really haven't finished anything recently. Again.
But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting inspired.
I have a hoe.
Yes, she's got a hoe. So, do you want to show your hoe?
Should I jump right into my hoe?
Yes, jump into the hoe. So, a little bit of explanation. My sister gave us the same thing that we basically gave her for Christmas. We are 2 of 6 children. We have an older brother, then the 2 of us, and then another sister and 2 more brothers down there. So, the 3 girls very often think exactly the same way. As a matter of fact, people very often tell Helen and me that we share a brain, because we answer at the same time saying exactly the same things. And we also think the same way. So anyway, Amanda gave all of us the same present for Christmas, and we gave her, or helped to give her, basically
the exact
same thing. So okay, another time.
Okay. So she gave me, that fluff out of there, this project bag.
And she gave me this project bag.
And inside were 2 skeins of wool and a book of sock patterns. So my first skein of wool,
which the sock pattern we immediately got rid of.
Oh yeah, because this is also going to be part of the Harry Potter knit along that KT from Inside Number 23 is doing. But this was my first ball of yarn, and ready.
We're ready.
I have never knit a sock before.
This is so cool.
I have never knit magic loop before. I have a hoe.
A sock. She's got one sock
I have a hoe.
that she can give to Dobby.
Yes. See? My finished sock. Look at that.
Is
that not
Hermione's
the most beautiful thing you have ever seen?
Ever. Hermione's everyday sock pattern.
I did the heel exactly like the pattern. I don't know enough. Eventually, someday we will get the sock architecture book, because I love knitting the sock, so we're going to knit more. And then the toe called for
Kirchner stitch.
Kitchener stitch. But I didn't have a tapestry needle with me when I was finishing them, and I don't like doing the Kitchener stitch. So Sue from Legacy Knits had mentioned a 3-needle bind-off, which I had never heard of or done before, but, YouTube's a great thing. So I learned how to do a 3-needle bind-off. So that's how I did my toe. I think I will much prefer to just decrease down next time and, get down to 2 stitches and just pull through. But works. A-ho.
So I moved my socks into a...
And I've already cast on the second pair. So
that
is literally all Hello. Everything got dark.
Oh, see, just like everybody else when they move over to do that. Anyway, I moved my socks into a different bag. This is a Sugar Skulls project bag that we make here in the store and sell here in the store. So this is my pattern. This is my bowl of wool. They are 100% wool, right? Or do these have nylon in them?
No, I think they're 100%.
They're 100% wool. And then I have, you can see my stripy socks. The Hermione Everyday pattern is not showing up as well in mine because of the stripies. However, it gives it a little bit of texture. And I am not as far along because I do most of the driving. So when we're driving around, Helen is knitting socks. She has offered to drive and allow me to knit, but as we both know, the minute I stop driving, I'm just going to fall asleep. So I wouldn't get the sock done anyway, so she might as well have it, and I really enjoy the drive. So, but there you go. That's my top down. The beginning of my Hermione sock.
And they're actually 75% wool, 25% polymer.
Okay, so
this is my second skein that Amanda gave us. So this will be my second pair of socks.
I don't think I have my second skein with me.
Nice, pretty blues and grays. And I think you'll see the pattern's going to be less stripy, more patterny. So, very cool. I don't know how people dye their wool.
Magic.
To do these self-striping, and it's just magic.
Magic. Absolutely magic.
Very impressed.
So those are going to be part of our Harry Potter knit-along. I am also doing... But on Sunday, I'm going to be teaching a very beginning knitting class, and we're all going to be making pot holders, or dishcloths, depending on how you look at it. So I knit this one up to use as a showcase, and it's got a potions kettle on it. And then this was the second one that I knit. This is the mark, the dark mark, I think is what it's called. So I love all Harry Potter. I love the way the yellowy orangey comes out and pops out as a second color, and I'm not really used to doing colors, so I figured this is a good way to do it. So I am now redoing the potions with the color instead.
So cool the way it just pops out.
And what I'm going to do is by the end I'm going to take this. Now this won't be done by the Harry Potter knit along. But what I'm going to do is
foes.
Yeah, they're my foes. Because partially finished object. I'm going to take them and knit a border around each of them and turn them into a blanket. So that's my partially finished object. Okay. Okay.
So we had someone come into the store and teach a crocheting class because we don't crochet. We do now. But anyway, this is all a non sequitur. She was telling us during this class about a blanket that she is doing. It's a crochet blanket that a lot of people do called the temperature blanket. And as she told us, that you create a chart with ranges of temperatures, and you assign a color to each range of temperature. And then for each day, you knit or crochet that particular, whatever the temperature of the day was, the color that goes with it. So we thought that was just
the coolest thing.
An awesome idea. And since we don't crochet, we decided to knit ours. And we have our temperature blankets to show you because it is exactly 1/4 of the way through the year.
So this is my temperature blanket. Now I'm doing this in acrylic from Joann's, the dreaded acrylic from Joann's. However, as we mentioned, we have 2 dogs and we also have 2 cats. So almost always one of them is in my lap, and I figure I'm not going to do this out of really expensive wool and then have a dog claw go through it. So acrylic is perfect for a blanket that you want to just throw over your lap as, you're getting comfortable.
Good workhorse blanket.
Yeah. So with mine, the grays are 20 degrees. The blues are 30s. The greens are 40s. The white is when we had that really, really cold weekend here in New Jersey where we went down to 9. And then purples are 50s. Yellow is 60s. We had one 70-degree day. And then, so this is the winter and spring colors. And then as we get warmer and warmer, the oranges will turn into red. for 80s and pink for 90s. And then if we ever have a day with over 100, it'll be a brown. But what we have decided to do is take the average temperature for the day. So we take the high temperature and the low temperature, and then take the average. So I'm not sure about those 100 days, but
it's going to be a really hot day if we average out to be over 100.
At which point we will not be knitting these because we'll be dead.
Okay, so here's mine. I am using super chunky acrylic yarn. You can see how thick that yarn is. So you can only imagine how big this blanket is going to be come next December. Oh, sorry, Head. But this is mine. So this blue here is your 20s and 30s, kind of mid-20s to mid-30s. The green is mid-30s, mid-40s. Purple is 40 to 50. My yellows are my 60s, and the red is your 70s. And then I'm going to go into orange and pink for the much warmer times. So it is beautiful. Look at my giant cables. They're 6-stitch cables. And with this thick yarn, it gets to be, every 14 rows when you hit that cable row, it's like,
but it looks
really, the cables just look really good.
Really, really nice.
So. And you might be wondering about all my ends that I have not woven in. I did it to begin with, and this yarn is really hard to weave in ends. So we came up with a plan. And the plan is we're going to line the blanket.
Yeah, with flannel.
Flannel. We're going to line them with flannel at the end of the year. And turn it inside out, and then I don't have to worry about all these little ends.
You would think that we're expecting like a sub-zero temperature for next December and January and everything. So when we have a really warm winter, because we now have our blankets ready, you're welcome, New Jersey. So.
However, we have a very old house, and
leaky as far as air, old windows. We love it.
We share a business. We share a house too. So
we share dogs.
We live together.
Cats. Yeah.
Work together.
So
you'd think we'd be sick of each other.
Somehow it works. Anyway, so there you go. It's really pretty. And what's going to be really nice is the middle is going to be yellow and orange and red and pink. And then it's going to go back into the blues and the greens and the purples as we slowly get cooler over the fall. So it's going to be really gorgeous. It's also going to be enormous. Yes. By the time Helen's blanket is done, she's going to need it in another room entirely.
In the heat of August, I'm going to be knitting like out here because I won't want it anywhere near me.
I know, it's really unbelievable. So
that is my temperature blanket.
I
will also need a wagon to carry it around in.
Yes, as I said, we do make some knitting bags. However,
there's not one big enough for this behemoth.
We're going to have to come up with something. So, okay, so my other partially finished object is, and this is my Rhinebeck project. I love to knit Alice Starmore. I think her patterns are amazing, and I love her sweaters. Her sweaters are gorgeous. But this time, I started.
She hates to cable. This is really amazing.
I know. I started this exactly a year ago. This is what I am working on. Nope, that's not right. I'm gonna get this right.
Nope, other way.
Wrong picture. Okay, there we go. All right, there you go. So it's a blanket shawl. Look at all those cables. Seriously, what was I thinking? I don't know.
We weren't thinking. It was the get over dad thing.
But it's beautiful. So this is the wool that I'm doing it in. I originally had this in a sweater, and I had started the sweater already, and I decided I didn't want to do it anymore, so I pulled it out and started doing the blanket shawl. So it's a deep rich brown, and then it's going to go into a green. I didn't have enough of one color to do the whole thing in one color, so what I'm doing is I'm doing a band of brown at the bottom, and then doing the middle part green, and then I'll do a band of brown at the top as well. But the cables are gorgeous.
Then she will stroll through Rhinebeck with it draped over her shoulders.
Yes, because that's what you do. I've never been to Rhinebeck, but so that's what I'm working on.
This is not something that you just knit and not pay attention to. You have to pay attention. That's why you haven't gotten that far.
It has so many different patterns.
And you can't memorize them. It's just...
Yeah, you do pattern A, pattern B, pattern A, pattern C, pattern A, pattern D, and then repeat
and then when you're going back the next row, because you're doing the wrong side, it's backwards.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so crazy. So again, Barocco Ultra Alpaca in brown and green. And again, 50-50. 50 alpaca, 50 wool. So very pretty. So that's what I'm doing with that. Okay.
My only other actual work in progress are my granny squares. I am taking yarn scraps, and because I learned to crochet, and that was the craft du jour, because I got so excited that I knew how to crochet, and we went to YouTube and learned how to make granny squares.
Well, Helen learned how to make granny squares. I fell asleep.
It's the way it happens.
Yes.
And so I have in my, when I get a moment or two, because it doesn't take very long to do a granny square, but I take a little ball of leftover yarn and I make a granny square, and then I'm going to take them all and figure out how to get them all sewn together and make a granny square blanket.
Next winter, we're going to have so many blankets.
However, I have not crocheted a granny square in a while because I have gotten excited about other things, and knitting is my first love as far as fiber arts are concerned. So I will always go with knitting, and you guys are just tempting me with too many other knitting projects and knit-alongs.
The things.
And,
projects.
Watching these podcasts, we need all the yarn.
All the yarn, and all the time.
And I have to tell you, we have very expensive tastes. Tiny budget. So we pick it up a little bit as we go along, but God, I want all the yarn.
Oh, really?
Instagram is terrible with all. Oh my God, you guys are all putting up your pictures of
stash, beautiful stash,
and the indie dyers. What you guys do, it's just
amazing,
incredible,
amazing. So, however, talking about stash, we do have a little bit of stash. Put those away because those are coming later. So for Easter. My mom wanted to get us something for Easter.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle project bag. Didn't know whether everybody saw that. With grommets. So you pull your yarn through. Gets to stay inside the bag and not roll around in the cat hair and the dog hair. Not that I would know what that was.
Our house is so clean.
So this is our drawstring. This is our drawstring sock size bag that we make.
And then this is our square size sock bag that we make also with the grommet. Only it's on the other side. So. But my mom wanted to get us something for Easter, so we were at a knitting store and we found this gorgeous Wonderland yarn.
It's so pretty.
It is. I have one ball that I already rolled, but it's colors.
That's all it came out with?
Yeah, the
it
one
took you forever to roll that ball.
I kept dropping it.
We don't have a yarn roller.
Oh, no, it's in the works, though. We're going to try.
This is the yarn roller.
Yeah. But anyway, mine are blues and purples and greens in this colors. And it's just, thank you, really beautiful. Really, really pretty. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That's really more green than blue. Because then...
Yeah, the colors really are coming up.
There's the blue.
No, the blue looks good.
The blue looks good. And then you go down into a purple. So we had to find, this is
100% superwash merino.
Okay, so 100% superwash merino. You get 5 skeins, which there are about 120 grams each. So it comes to 640 altogether. And we thought, okay, what are we going to do with 640 grams?
Yards.
640 yards. Right. I'm doing this all around. Okay. 640 yards. What are we going to do with 640 yards of wool? And then we thought, shawl. Or wrap, or strap, depending on how you feel. So yesterday, one of the things we did was found some patterns. And I am going to be doing Homespun Houses Whispering Pines, right? Yeah. I'm doing Whispering Pines. So I'm going to start doing that. I have to figure out the beginning of the pattern, though, because I get casting on 5 stitches and going back and forth 3 times. And then there's something about turning it a quarter way and picking up something, and I'm not quite sure about that yet. So I have to really look into that. But I'm going to do it in these colors.
We also had to figure out our gauge first because it calls for just slightly more yarn than we have in these packages. So
Yarn chicken.
Yeah, and we just figured we'll either go up or down a size the needle.
So what we're going to do is do it variegated and have it start with the dark green and work its way up through the blues and into the purple for me. So that's me. Go ahead.
This is mine. I start with a lovely purple.
It's like a purpley pink.
Yeah.
Is that mauve?
It's almost like
that
a
everybody
mauve,
talks about the mauve.
And then slightly darker. Gorgeous. And then you go into the red. Look at that red.
And look, I love that you get the slightly lighter.
And it is. You can see they're going to be tonal. They're so soft. Oh my
so that
god.
they can see how it looks good. Oh
And
my
the
god.
orange.
The orangey brown. I love orangey brown.
This is a very like harvesty orange. But again, there you go. You can kind of see. And then the yellow. So I think what I am going to do is I will start with the yellow, so the yellow is not around my face, making me sallow.
Because this actually is a darker yellow. It's more of a mustardy yellow than it's showing up.
It's coming out way too pale.
It's really a mustardy yellow.
Does that do?
No, it's still really light. It looks kind of lemony. Oh well.
Yeah, no, it goes much more with the orange, but it's not right up by my face. So we'll. Yeah, no,
it's okay.
No. So we'll go up to the purple. So and I'm doing Windswept by Homespun House. That's going to be my shawl. So
we're going to work our way through it because she starts out exactly the same way.
They start out exactly the same way, and you know what? We're intelligent young women.
Yes,
we can figure this out.
Yes, we can. So that is on the plan. And then
if not, we will put a call out to Ravelry and
people will help us.
Speaking of which, we're gonna start a Ravelry page called the Crafty Toad. So come join us.
And we'll put all the information in the down bar and also on our blog, which is Toad Hollow NJ on toadhollowNJ.com, our company website. So it will all be there. And so the last thing that we're doing is we are joining along with Legacy Knits Knit Along.
Stuffy Along.
The Stuffy Along. We're going to be doing the Stuffy Along. So I picked my yarn for my Stuffy. I don't know where it is, so.
It's in your bag. You search. I'll find. Okay.
Sorry, going out of
So I am going to be casting on later today. We have a very busy day today, so it's probably going to be much later tonight. The Susan B. Anderson Little Dragon.
Anderson.
He's so cute.
He really is.
And this is a yarn I have chosen from our stash. It is 100% acrylic. However, it's going to knit very well, and it's a stuffy. I'm not going to waste what little wonderful yarn I have. Not that stuffies aren't wonderful, but I have dogs. So
I am going to be casting.
And I may end up giving it to a nephew. So
I'm going to be casting on with this. This is actually gray. It's like a tanny gray. It looks awfully white here. So I don't know. I think it's because of the lights. We're right under the lights, which is great for lighting, but not so much for this.
You can see in the back of the fluorescent. It's.
But it's. I was going to do a warthog because I thought, who's going to knit a warthog? I'll be the only one knitting a warthog. And I actually had a pattern for a warthog. And then we were looking around trying to find Helen a pattern, and I found Alan Dart's Kitties Knit Along. It's a bunch of cats knitting. How can you not do that? I have to do this. I mean, it's cats knitting. So, and they actually have knitting that they've been doing, and one of them has yarn around his paws like this, and somebody else is winding. It's the cutest thing. Anyway, so, and I've knit Alan Dart's stuffed animals a lot. I love his work. There are times where you think, how is this actually going to work? It makes no sense. But once you follow and you do step by step, it actually works. It really does. So I'm going to be casting on in this gray. Excuse me. This is from some stash that a friend of ours gave us. She moved to Puerto Rico. Hi, Fran.
Hi, Fran.
And since she was going where it was beautiful and warm, she took all the cotton and the linen stuff and left us with the acrylic and the wool and the blends and that sort of thing.
Guys, she gave us buckets.
No, not buckets.
Buckets and buckets.
Huge.
Full of yarn.
Like, okay, so huge.
It was this.
I know. I caught a fish that was this big. Anyway, we have buckets, huge buckets that are absolutely full of yarn that she gave us. Some of it has the pattern or the tags on it, and a lot of it does not because she actually started doing things with them. So a lot of things we don't know. We just figure, oh, that color works, and
That's pretty.
it works. You know, it goes with what I'm doing. So I'm going to start doing one of the cats out of this soft gray color. So that will get cast on tonight.
This is very soft acrylic yarn.
Yes, it is.
And the
very
thing
nice.
I loved about the Susan B. Anderson is you knit that thing in one piece. She says there's no sewing, maybe a whip stitch or two, and that is it. And I'm all in to the one piece.
I know. I hate sewing things together. That's why I like knitting.
I mean, the Allen darts, you've got to sew them all together. But
Yeah. I love knitting sweaters in the round because pick up your round stitches and just go for it. And then you pick up your sleeves and the collar, and it's great. So that's why I do that. All right. So that is what we are working on as far as yarn is concerned. We do have...
We want to do... I'm trying to do... Sorry. I have one sock. So I am now the sock expert, and it is April 1st. So, of course, I'll be able to get 12 pairs of socks done for Kristen of Yarngasm's box of socks. So there's no problem whatsoever. I'm an expert now. So we'll see how far that goes, but I am that is my goal. So.
And then you get to wear all those wonderful
socks. And then
socks.
I'll have wonderful socks.
Although, are you allowed to wear them before the year is done? I mean, do you have to put them away and not be able to wear them at all?
No, I think you can wear them.
And then just put them back in the box
Yeah.
when you want to show them? Because I would have a very difficult problem.
Of course, we're getting into the stage where, I'm not going to be wearing wool socks.
Well, this is true. The thought of having anything on your feet is just...
At the Jersey Shore, so it does get a little bit warm.
And besides, we get to go barefoot.
Yes. And
one of the great things about working for yourself?
In bare feet.
Get to go barefoot.
Choose socks, but I don't like them.
So, way more
Society
information
dictates
that
I wear shoes and socks, but I don't like it.
Don't have to like it. Okay, so I have, excuse me, for some reason I have dog hair. I have no idea where that came from. All right, so anyway, we are calling ourselves the Crafty Toads because it's Toad Hollow, the name of our store, but also we do a lot of different things, and it's not just yarn or crocheting or knitting or that sort of thing. We have quilting classes here in the store, so we're learning to quilt, and that's something that we're going to be working on.
Not that we teach. Somebody else comes in and teaches it.
We have a master quilter who comes in and teaches it. However, we've done 2 9 blocks. We're masters, so... We're ready to go.
Geniuses.
Yeah. So we're going to have that to show you at some point. We also do paper projects.
I have mine in my journal.
Okay. We have paperwork that we do. We actually make party supplies here in the store and sell them on Etsy. And our Etsy store is Toad Hollow NJ. Actually, we are Toad Hollow NJ all over the web. Instagram, everything is Toad Hollow NJ.
That's the company. We have individual accounts, but the company is Toad Hollow NJ.
So anyway, one of the things that Mary Beth was saying that we do mostly on Etsy is the paper party supplies and then the knitting bags. So, but we also got very interested in art journals, and not so much art journals as smash books, because for us, smash book really works. So a smash book, for those of you that don't know, is like an art journal, or like scrapbooking, but instead of keeping everything in neatly where it belongs, you just kind of smush it all in. So you can write in it. We did a haunted library for the kids around here for Halloween, and this was the treasure hunt map that we did. So you just put it all in. You can use inks and stamps and all sorts of lovely things, coloring. So really great things that you can put in. This is my nephew, one of my 2 nephews. There's the other one. One is 4, one is 1.5. They're awesome. So you may hear us talk about them too. But anyway, so all the different things that we do, and that's part of what we do. We'll be showing you too. Like we went and saw Star Wars: The Force Awakens, and it was the first major feature that I saw that was 3D. So I kept my 3D glasses and attached them to the side. So that's something that we'll be bringing in and out.
This is mine. When I use find new fabric that I love, I take a swatch and I put it in. There's my swatch from our crochet class. I like to do art journal pages. I'm trying to find you one.
We found Tim Holtz. Love him. He is amazing. So,
my art journal page. Another one. Oh, I read The Golem and the Ginny and really liked it, so I made a whole page for that. Because we love to read, too.
We also have book clubs here in the store, so we do that, too.
Art journal page. And somewhere are my quilting. Here we go. There's my very first 9-block quilting.
I love the chickadee in the middle. Yep. We have bird feeders that we put in the backyard.
She made us do it by hand, people.
I know, so by hand.
She doesn't let us use machines.
Crazy.
She made us learn to hand stitch a 9-block.
Not
for me.
We have bird feeders in the backyard, and the chickadees come, and he looks just like some of the ones that come and visit us every day. So.
We also have a cardinal, who we refer to as Dad. And funny thing, our cardinal was not in our backyard yesterday. And
he comes every morning.
He comes every morning to eat. And he has Mrs. Cardinal with him. And we just see him in the backyard and we say, hey, look, Dad's here because he's just gorgeous. And we went to see my mom yesterday and we were in her backyard and all of a sudden there's just this bright little shiny spot of red in the brush. And there was Dad. So it was kind of cool. He wasn't in our yard. He was with our mom on that day. And whether you believe that or not, I do.
It makes us feel
It makes me feel better that Dad's in my backyard.
So
and not on the piano.
Okay. Really too much information.
That's an inside thing.
So anyway, we do a lot of sewing here in the store with the project bags and the knitting bags and things like that.
We're bringing up the fabric issue.
Yes.
We have a problem.
We have a problem.
The reason we don't have yarn stash is because we have fabric.
We love fabric. It's so pretty.
But we make a living using fabric, so.
Pretty. Look at this. It's just so pretty.
We go into the fabric store and we say, okay, we are getting zippers, pillow forms, and thread. And that is all we need. That is all we're getting.
And
it's
we
like
come out
Atlantic City people.
With fabric.
We have to go in with the exact amount of cash that we need. No credit cards inside allowed because this happens.
It's terrible.
However, we make our project bags with it, and other things so that it does, at least we justify in our minds that we are using it.
Paying the bills.
To make a living.
And what we just started doing, we've been going out to yarn stores because we thought we make knitting bags. We should start talking to yarn stores, see if they want to carry them. And there are several in the area that are carrying. We're very lucky. We have
New Jersey has a ton of yarn stores.
And really nice yarn. I mean, really nice yarn. Anyway, so we've started going to the yarn stores and asking them if they want to carry our yarn bags, and several of them are carrying them. And then we suggested that maybe
we're wholesaling moguls.
Yeah, we are totally. And one of the things we suggested was that they might want their logo on it. So now,
not
only is it backwards, it's upside down. It is
actually it's not backwards.
I know. So now is this going to be backwards when we play back? I don't know.
It was backwards on the iPad, but it's not backwards on the computer.
We changed things around and we're doing this
Episode
on the computer.
1, time-lapse version, was on the iPad. So then we decided to go with episode 1.5 on the computer and
see if it would be.
It's not backwards.
No, I don't know. Anyway.
We're backwards.
Chelsea Yarns is one of the yarn stores, so we put her.
She's in Colts Neck, New Jersey, if anybody's in the area.
On the bag. And we're going to make this into a project pack for her. So, and we also make Notions pouches that we're putting her logo on. So it's going to be really, really cool. It's such a pretty logo. So, Christina, if you're watching, gorgeous. And we will be getting them to you soon.
You will see it before.
So
you see this. So
and So that's the other thing we're doing. We're going out and visiting yarn stores and putting ourselves out there. Again, outside our comfort zone, but if we're going to make this work, we've got to do it.
Yep.
So nobody's going to sell us.
I got to tell you, people, a good day to me is inside my house, not seeing people.
Yes.
Knitting and sitting with my dogs.
Yep. Watching podcasts.
I am really not for the people.
But really crazy the job that we decided to do, but hey, this is what we love.
So we are doing podcasts. We're going out and selling ourselves. That sounds terrible.
Going out to the corner and selling ourselves.
We'd probably make more money.
I don't know. Anyway, so segueing into the next section.
We don't sell ourselves. We
sell our product
to knitting stores and other stores and sell our product.
Right. One of the things that we're going to be doing, because it's getting nicer and craft shows are coming up and that sort of thing, we take the Toad on the road and go to craft shows. So this coming Saturday the 9th, not actually this coming Saturday, the following on April 9th, we're going to be at Monmouth University at the Made in Monmouth show, which...
We have nothing made.
No, we don't. It's scary. This is going to show us how much we can do a day.
Yeah.
It's going to be pedal to the metal. How much can you actually get done in a day?
It is. We have two huge things coming up that are, we're relying on, for the money.
Yeah.
We have nothing made.
But we will.
It's terrible. We have fabric.
We have fabric.
We need little gnomes and dobbies.
Minions.
To come and turn that
7 determined 10 working day and night for us
into, something people want to buy.
We will get it done. It will be fine. So, Saturday the 9th, we are going to be at Monmouth in the Made in Monmouth show. And that is basically...
Did you say Monmouth University?
I did. It's at Monmouth University. Made in Monmouth is an organization that gathers up people who make handmade things in Monmouth County, which is where we live. And then does shows for them so that they can showcase their items. So we will be there. And then...
It's a great organization if you're a crafter. Or a maker in the state of New Jersey or in Monmouth County.
Oh my God! If you're in
get
Monmouth,
in touch with them because they one of the great things they do is this Made in Monmouth. They don't charge us. They open up this thing. They don't charge us as vendors. We don't have to pay as a vendor. You have to sign up in plenty of time so that you make the list. And then another thing they do is the Monmouth County Fair. They take one of those massive tents and they have separate tables set up and they let us come in and sell our wares in one of these great big tents that cost probably close to $1,000 for those 6 days.
Oh, ever. It's like $350 a day.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And you don't get all the days, but you sign up in shifts and you can get 2 or 3 shifts where you get to
for free.
Sell your wares
they don't charge you at all.
They just really want to showcase the handmade artisans and crafters in New Jersey, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful organization.
I think it's part of the Monmouth Chamber of Commerce, County Chamber of Commerce, but they really work with the handmade crafters and things, so they're wonderful. So we have that on the 9th, and then the New Jersey Yarn Walk, right? No, Wool Walk. I get that wrong every time. New Jersey Wool Walk is the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th of April. So it's next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
There are, over 20, I would say, stores participating? Close to 20, probably.
Wool Walk is a bit of a misnomer because it's...
We don't walk in New Jersey.
No. The yarn stores are far apart. So actually it's a wool drive, but you can go from store to store and they're having discounts and... patterns and giveaways and things.
Just right off the bat, if you buy your passport, which is $6, which is ridiculous, I think you get 20% off at every store.
Right. And some of them have patterns, and if you get the pattern and the wool to go with it, they give you an additional discount, I think. I mean, it's really great. And it's a way of getting to know the New Jersey yarn stores. So
if you're in New Jersey or the area, 14, 15, 16, 17, just come. It's just drive, and you can drive the state of New Jersey in 2 hours. It's not that big a state, so a little bit more. Not close. Depends on how fast you drive.
Okay, yeah, right. That is true. Anyway, on
you
the
can drive
15th,
the important parts of the state in under 2 hours.
Okay, that is true. Okay,
and come see how beautiful New Jersey is. It's not Newark Airport, and
it's not the Jersey Shore.
We are not. Oh my God,
we are not people from the Jersey Shore.
Don't even get us started, because native New Jerseyans, when we see these Cretans who claim to be from New Jersey.
They're not.
They're from Staten Island, people.
Or maybe not Staten Island, but you know. Don't get the wrath of
I'm
Staten
sorry.
Island. It's just
they're not from New Jersey.
Yeah.
So.
One person from the Jersey Shore actually was born in New Jersey. The rest of them are not.
We should probably edit this out.
Okay. Anyway, Toad on the Road is going on. A Toad is going on the road. For the Wool Walk, we are going to be doing a trunk show at Knit-A-Bit in Fanwood, New Jersey, and we were going to be there on the 15th and possibly the 16th, depending on what she's got going on. So Friday, definitely, we will be there. We will have all our knitting bags, millions of them, because we have 2 weeks, so we can make tons.
Plenty of time.
And so we'll be
all
there.
our project bags, and we have a couple new things that we want to have there as well. Let's just hope we have project bags to sell.
Right. Lots of cool fabric. That's what we do. We find really cool, funky fabric, and we put grommets in them and make them our own. So that's our... that's what we're going to be doing. And then in May, the weekend of May 21st, Keyport is doing, the town that we have our store and we live in, is doing an Antiques and Artisan Festival. And they are going to be having, we have a bunch of antique stores, and they're going to get more antique dealers, and I think they're going to have something like an Antiques Roadshow where they have somebody set up that you can bring something and get it appraised. And then they're going to have another half of the show is going to be all crafters and artisans. So that one is going to be really far for us to go because I think we have to go down the 4 steps in front of our store.
They're actually closing the street in front of our store and
putting us
right in front of the store.
Right in front of our store.
So, come see Keyport. It's a beautiful town.
Gorgeous town.
It really is.
Old houses. Gorgeous waterfront. We're on the Bay Shore.
Beautiful waterfront. Beautiful gardens, and we'll talk about this in a later date, but one of the main things that Keyport is known for is its annual garden walk, which is coming up in June.
So, yeah.
And, you would not know it from our yard, but we actually are part of the garden club.
We're joiners.
Yeah, we are.
So anyway, we're going to be doing the Keyport Arts Festival as well, the Antiques and Artisans. So that will be on May 21st. Okay, so upcoming events that we would like to go to.
Yes.
Yes.
So we are going to do the trunk show for the Wool Walk on the 15th and possibly the 16th, and then we are saving the 17th, and we are hopefully dragging our other sister, out of Pennsylvania.
Back to New Jersey, where she belongs.
She's not. We want to drag her out and drag my mom out, and the 4 of us do the Wool Walk on the 17th.
Because we're all 4 knitters,
yes.
So and it's a fun thing that we like to do.
And expensive.
Yes.
And then in May, I'm not sure exactly when, but the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival is in all places, Maryland.
And I would like to point out that Maryland has another huge draw for us because my brother, 2 of them, my brother with my nephews.
And there's Drusilla.
My brother with my 2 nephews lives in Baltimore, and his wife. He and his wife and the 2 little boys live down there. So if we can do the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival and get to see the boys at the same time, that's just bonus. Huge bonus points. So,
actually, the Maryland Festival would be the bonus.
Seeing the boys.
The main goal is to go see the boys.
Whenever we can. So there's that. And then in September, we have Rhinebeck. Now, we have never done Rhinebeck.
It's 2.5 hours away, so why not?
It's an absolute shame that we have never done Rhinebeck, but we never really got into knitting and the knitting community, but the knitting community,
right.
We haven't really done that. So now that we're getting really interested in it and everything, we are planning to try and get to Rhinebeck, which is why I'm doing my Rhinebeck shawl.
I have to pick a project for Rhinebeck.
Yes,
so
and
that
start
I can
knitting.
Stroll through Rhinebeck in my
sweater. You've got to make a sweater,
or whatever.
So gotta get going on that. But
I will wrap myself in wool.
Yeah, it will just wind you like a
mummy.
mummy. Yeah, it will.
Get all my stash.
It'll be what is it? Not yarn splash. What is it? Yarn bomb. We'll yarn bomb you.
We're gonna yarn bomb.
We'll yarn bomb you. We'll
I
wrap
will be the giant yarn bomber.
Not the yarn. No, you will be
yarn
the
bomb.
object.
Yarn bomb.
The object they are. We'll wrap you in wool. So, and we're back. So,
we've been talking about kind of. Sorry.
Go ahead.
We do this all the time.
Yeah.
We talk over each other.
Sisters.
But we have been alluding to our project bags that we make. And so now is the time that we will actually shameless self-promotion.
You can't use that. Die Another Day already did.
No, it was
not Die Another Day. No, the Fat Squirrel. The Fat Squirrel.
She stole my idea.
Yeah.
A year ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry.
Sorry, Fat Squirrel.
I should know your name.
We should.
I hate calling you the Fat Squirrel.
We're terrible at names.
However, anyway, these are our bags that we make. We sell them on Etsy. Toad Hollow NJ is our Etsy site, and we also sell them on our own website, which is toadhollowNJ.com.
Also, here in the store.
I'm here in the store, and whenever the toad goes on the road, this is what we do. So, this is one of our bags. This is a sock project bag, a drawstring bag. You can see. This is that's our toad. He's in our logo. We love him. So we put him on all our stuff. And beautiful fabric. You see, you undo it, and you've got the beautiful goldfinch. We'll call it a goldfinch. But what makes our bag special is that we have the grommets in our bags, so that you can keep your yarn in the bag and then just pull it through the grommet, and it stays clean and is not rolling all over the place. We have people who buy them who travel a lot on the plane, who got sick of chasing their balls of yarn down the plane.
Who wouldn't want to crawl under seats on the plane, trying to follow a ball of yarn?
And
I actually was knitting at the local pub when we were doing a trivia night there. Ball fell on the floor, and we had to go crawling under the table. It was highly embarrassing, and you'd think if
we actually would have known somebody who makes a neat little project bag that you could have taken. Yes, terrible. We have become the people who knit in the pub.
Hey, I think they do it in England and Ireland all the time. So you know what? Why not?
They don't do it here so much.
But that's okay. We're
care. Cool. So anyway, then you can fold it over and make it a little bucket too, so that it's sitting next to you or on the table or whatever, like a yarn bowl. So, and we always have fun, pretty fabric inside. So that's one of them.
And in
this is perfect for like a sock project. And if you're working with two colors, we give you the two grommets, so you can have both colors coming through.
Yes, for socks, for heels, cuffs, and toes, which we're learning about.
And that's the back. So
that's that size, and then this is the larger size.
This is more of a shawl, like a spring summer sweater type one. This is our potions fabric. So you see the spells
and the skull,
and then the bat. And
you got your potions
and the toad
and a bat. Other way. There's the bat and the flies, and it has Nevermore on it.
This one's really pretty. I mean, you can see it's much bigger. Drawstring, 2 grommets, and inside you get the pretty gold with the birds. It's a much deeper. It looks, the colors are not coming out great, and we display it with the yarn inside.
So we have that, and then we also have our square bags, which are beautiful. This one's got a robin on it, and I love this. The way it says "My Dearest" going up the side. It's an old telegram. This is Tim Holtz fabric. Again, love him.
Bit of a passion with us.
Yeah. So, and funky inside fabric to go with it. So we have these in a bunch of different designs.
One actually has to go to the side. Going out today.
Yeah. This are our bikes in Paris. We use the inside fabric that looks like a picnic blanket because you're going on a picnic. So there's that. This is one of my favorites. This is Chula Pink. The tigers in amethyst. Love, love, love this fabric. And got some bright spring green inside. And then we have funny fabrics with the sheep knitting. Very often we'll put bright neon zippers on so that pop a color, but fun stuff. So those are some of the bags that we make in the different sizes.
And then we make fun little triangle pouches to hold your stitch markers and your small little notion type things.
Counters,
progress keepers.
The measuring tapes will fit in there beautifully.
If you so choose, your earphones. So just goes right in your knitting bag.
Makes it easy to find them because how many times do you dig through your knitting bag trying to find your stitch counters? It's terrible. So just some of the fun fabrics that we use.
And then the plan, you see the pretty sparrows? The plan is we will have a larger size of this that will fit like a shawl size, like the bigger drawstring, and then an even bigger one that will hold like a bigger sweater. We are being very optimistic that those will be done for the trunk show.
We will see.
On the 15th. And needle keepers.
Right.
We're going to start working on needle keepers too, so you can keep your circular needles in check.
Yes, that's the big thing.
So that's coming down the pike.
So as we are knitting more and more and starting different projects, we're seeing the need to have lots of different project bags, and also the different sizes, because already some of my projects are outgrowing this size, so I need to make bigger ones. So as we need them, we make them and then send them out to people and see if they want to buy them too. And most of the time they're very nice and say yes.
Yes. So. And sell them online. So.
Right. You can always find them on toadhollowandj.com. There you go. All right. So I think that's all that we have to do today. That's the end of our podcast for right now. We are planning to try and do this once a week, so hopefully we will see you next week.
Thank you for watching. If you stuck around for the whole thing, thank you very much. We just, as we said at the beginning, want to have fun and show you what we're working on, and while we watch what you guys are working on. Be part of everything. You know what? We think you're our friends, so we've decided to put ourselves out there and have you think the same thing too.
Right, because
so, we're cool.
Why wouldn't you want to be a part of this? It's true. Yeah. So, all right. Have a great week.
Yes.
And we will see you next week. Right?
Right.
Cool. Bye.